Mexico falls to 4-2 with an 86-73 loss to the University of Alabama Birmingham here in the Las Vegas Invitational. UAB down the stretch was too big and too aggressive defensively for the Lobos. The post-game show is brought to you by the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino, winning entertainment including simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. Jeff Symbieta, Hunter Green. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's a 13-point loss, and it feels to me just like when we were sitting in Boulder 2 Saturday nights ago, partner, where I'm looking at a final score that just doesn't tell me the score or the story of the game.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's really those last, 2-3 minutes of the game where New Mexico just can't finish.
So when you say that, why is that? Were they not big enough? Were they not good enough defensively? Because obviously that's something that's got to be rectified.
Right. So the defensive schemes, I thought UAB came out and in the latter part of the second half they went man-to-man, and hey, Mashburn was having his way. He was getting inside, past the extended defense. He was attack mode. And then, of course, they kind of got away from that. New Mexico did, and that simply was what I saw. And again, UAB, too much size, too much strength down low. And Coach will probably say maybe a little bit more mature. I mean, you have some fifth-year seniors. He'll go back to experience.
In the pregame conversation, Richard Petrino said to me, "They're who we want to be in a year."
Yeah, that's true.
And he said it's one of the things that stood out to me. I said to him, when I was preparing for this game, it was two teams who looked so similar to me statistically. And he said, they are who we want to be in a year.
Right.
And Andy Kennedy's in his second year at UAB. He's got a lot of transfers. And watching this, I get that. If UNM is that in a year, you're gonna be thrilled, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. No question. No question. So I think at the end, too, it's like it was experience. Just how to win, how to finish out, right?
86-73 was the final score, UAB over New Mexico. Lobos download the new Lobo Sports app today to access exclusive content, including interviews with head basketball coach Richard Petrino. Listen to live game broadcasts, keep up with the latest stats and scores, enter to win prizes and more. Lobo Sports app is free. It can be found on the Apple and Google stores. Download now and go Lobos. So I'm looking at numbers, and I'll get you all the stats as we go through the postgame show. But we came in, and you and I talked about UAB, how they are aggressive, how they lead the nation in steals per game. Mm-hmm. And the number is 15. I want you to look at that sheet in your hand right now.
Exactly.
Did you see
15,
the number?
brother.
Yeah. Did you see the
exactly
number?
15. I saw it.
And I said, gosh, how is that?
At first we said, it was the level of play that they're playing against these inferior teams.
Well, they came out today, and the Lobo backcourt is pretty good, and they turned New Mexico over 15. Quite a bit.
Yeah.
19 turnovers for UAB. The Lobos turned it over 20 times. There's a couple stats that'll stand out to you. Rebounds, Lobos got out-rebounded 41-27. Of those 41 rebounds for UAB, 16 of them, Hunter, are offensive rebounds. And again, at least the second chance points. UAB 13-8 second chance points.
Yeah, it's the size. It's that size that New Mexico struggled with, especially in the latter part of the game.
Richard Petrino, is he going to be – what do you expect from him? I mean, obviously he's going to be disappointed in the loss. Did they grow from this game? Because I felt they did. I thought Muscadin's numbers weren't huge, and I'll get you the numbers. But Jethro had 4 points and 4 rebounds. But I thought he was a presence, and he played a lot of minutes. He played 27 minutes, and then Saquon Singleton getting minutes tonight.
Yeah, and he got some minutes. So you give Singleton some minutes. You get some spurts. You get some good play from Taryn Todd. Javante Johnson gave you some good minutes, although he wasn't, the rebounds. He had 2 rebounds, but, he was able to score the ball. He had 13 points. So you got some bright spots. But, again, those guys are all growing. They're all kind of coming into their own. This is a, 5th game of the season?
Yeah, 6th game. The New Mexico Public Regulation Commission would like to remind everybody to always call 811 before you dig, regardless if your project is small or big. This allows underground utilities to be marked and identified. All damages are preventable, and it begins with calling 811 at least 2 business days before digging. It's simple, it's free, and it's required by law. Coming up in the post-game show, a conversation with head basketball coach Richard Petrino. Lobos will play tomorrow in the consolation final of the Las Vegas Invitational. Towson or San Francisco will be the opponent. Post-game show continues when we come back. You're listening to Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.
When it comes to our UNM Lobos, we know what Lobos. This is New Mexico Radio Network.
Jack Thompson here, president.
Market Radio Road, Jeff Sabieta and Hunter Green. UAB beats New Mexico in the semifinal of the Continental Tires Las Vegas Invitational.
There you go,
better?
Yeah.
All right, I would
they pay a lot of money for that.
Look, man, I get all about title sponsors, and I'm well aware of it. Richard Petrino is the head coach of the University of New Mexico. He joins us now. I feel like, I told Hunter, I feel like the day we walked out of the gym in Boulder that this final score is just not going to tell the story of this game.
Yeah, and it was different. Like, I thought in Colorado it was a little bit more of our attitude. I thought today we did a lot of good things that we could build off of. I think we have to understand the physicality of how to win a game. And they're bigger and stronger than us because we're young. But we needed to get a rebound. We needed to not turn the ball over. We just had a couple bad moments, and it could get away from you. It's hard to win. Certainly hard to win against a team that's picked to win the league and win the Conference USA. So, it's just going to be your habits on a daily basis to where you're ready for that moment. We have a lot of guys who haven't played major minutes who are getting that experience. So, different field in Colorado. We got to get over it quickly and go beat whoever we play tomorrow.
You said to me in the pregame show that's what we want to look like a year from now, that team right there. And they've got 8 transfers, but that's the second year of Andy's program, right? This is your first year. You're toe-to-toe with them with 2 minutes to go. You're even with them. And, yeah, they pulled away at the end, but that's what you want to look like.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's we got a lot of transfers, and we got a lot of new guys, and we're excited about them. But a lot of them haven't played a lot of major minutes, so they're going to have to learn. It was good to get Saquon back. It's hard to play him because they were in the bonus so early, and he's not a great free throw shooter. So, Mashburn was terrific. Obviously, House didn't have a great game. Got to learn from it. But, again, we were right there. I mean, we were winning, with a couple minutes to go. Had a bad couple minutes. And UAB is a good team. They made us pay.
Coach, the size and the experience of UAB was tough. How do you get your guys to overcome that? I mean, you can't teach size. I mean, you got to either be craftier, quicker, or shoot the ball better. I mean, what do you do to try to overcome that size?
Well, I mean, you got to get stronger in the weight room.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
But they weren't just bigger; they were longer.
Yeah, I mean, we can't make them longer.
I know.
Can't stretch them.
That 1-3-1. I thought the 1-3-1 kind of caused some problems for.
I thought it hurt us more in the first half. Second half, we were better. We got to attack it better. We were looking to kind of dribble through it, but we'll learn from it. A lot of those guys have never seen it. I thought the effort was good.
Yeah.
I just think right at the end when we needed to grab it, we couldn't grab it.
Speaking of effort, some folks were like, well, what's going on with Muskinen when the ball, he attempted that dunk and then kind of gave up on the play or thought it was a whistle blown?
I think
what
he
happened?
just had a brain fart, quite frankly.
Really? Yeah.
I think he kind of lost his mind briefly. I don't know.
Because Taryn played through it, got the rebound, made a really nice pocket pass to him. And
that was a new one. I haven't seen it.
I looked over at you, and your head was in your hands. You were rubbing your forehead. That was one I haven't seen.
Yep. So I guess we got to coach it better. We got to tell him not to give the other team the ball on that.
Jamal was terrific in the second half. I thought he opened up his game. And was his dad here in the first half? Because I saw them talking in the second half, right at halftime.
Yeah.
And they talked. Whatever Daddy said.
He was in attack mode. It seemed like he was more aggressive and being in attack mode, and I thought that was really the difference for him in the second half.
Yeah, second half he had a stint there where he was maybe the best player on the court.
Yeah.
We just didn't sustain the discipline that we needed to. So we got to learn from it. Winning is hard. Beating teams that win 20-plus games with a lot of key guys back is hard. Grow from it. Responding from a loss, we responded well versus Colorado. These guys are not used to playing into this quick turnaround. So get some sleep, get your bodies right, and move on and get back at it tomorrow.
Singleton, he gave you some good minutes. He can get to the rim. but he can't make free throws. He's struggling from the free throw line, and that was something he struggled with last year. He shot 54% from the free throw line, and
it's the hard part. Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge because he can give you a lot, but when you're in a game like that, when they're in the double bonus
situations, he's going to have to
10 minutes,
sit.
It's just hard to play him. And I think Terran Todd's given us some good things, but Saquon's length would help.
Yes.
But when you have that free throw issue, it's hard to play him in that moment.
KJ played 3.5 minutes with his ankle bad.
Yeah, he looked hobbled. He couldn't move. I just thought, listen, let's see if one more day of rest can get him ready for tomorrow. But his sprained ankle was pretty bad. He's really tough. But just watch him run. He was not moving well at all. Yeah.
You get out-rebounded 41-27, which, okay, I get it. And Jemison's big, and they bring in the Buffett kid is just gigantic.
He's not 6'7". He's got to be 6'8", 6'9". He's just big.
He's a defensive lineman. He's terrific. But they have big bodies at you. I think what hurt the most was the 16 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and the turnovers. Those two things. Yeah. I told him, I said, if we don't turn the ball over and we rebound, we're going to win the game. But, again, let's remember, it was a 2-minute, it was a 1-point game. We were right there. So, we can't get down about the score. We've got to learn from it, get angry about it, and go physically do something about it tomorrow. But we do need to get bigger. We need to get stronger. And that's going to take some time.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you.
We'll be here tomorrow. We'll have the early game tomorrow, and go enjoy your family if you can. And I know you'll be feasting on, well, it's not film anymore, but alliteration, it sounded good.
Yep.
Go feast on video and grow from it. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate it, guys.
Richard Petrino, the head basketball coach of the University of New Mexico. UNM is 4-2 after falling to UAB today. 86-73. We'll wrap up the post-game show, get to the stats when we come back. You listen to Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.